Hi guys, how are y'all? Kind of a long day today, to be honest, but just happy that I was able to, watch some football today. Wanted to do a little live stream here for about 10 to 15 minutes just to catch my thoughts. I know that a lot of people on the East Coast are already sleeping. Wanted to get this video up. I know that people will try to watch it tomorrow. Just some thoughts about the NFL in general, some thoughts about what I saw today from the scores and what they indicate to me as we are trying to cover the full NFL landscape. Hopefully, you guys might want to come in here and chill. Today, we had the Carolina Panthers. Carolina, I got to hand it to them. Cam Newton's having an amazing season this year. That whole NFC South is really incredible because you have Cam, you have Matt Ryan, you also have Drew Brees, and even Fitzpatrick threw 4 touchdowns. But, the way I look at it, I think Atlanta's getting really hot. And, yeah, I'm going to get to Todd Bowles in a second. But I think Atlanta's playing really well. I think Carolina is really playing awesome football. The Bears, you know what? The Chicago Bears had a great game, but they also played against a middle school minor league football team. And at least you guys took care of business, unlike the Titans, but you guys played against a minor league, a B team, middle school football team in the Buffalo Bills. My guy Vol Roadshow is in here. He's the best. Alvin Kamara is just a freak. I think Alvin Kamara and Tyreek Hill. I catch slack from Giants fans, but I think Kamara is honestly just more of a weapon than even Saquon Barkley is. I mean, I think he might be the best running back in football. I'd still put Gurley #1, but then I'd put Kamara #2. Hey Ryan, thanks for coming in, bud, to the chat. But yeah, let me talk about Carolina. So Carolina, what a win today. The Baltimore Ravens are kind of, man, are they shitty. Man, are they shitty, the Baltimore Ravens. And the Saints indeed look like Super Bowl contenders. But the Ravens are dog shit. I bet on the Ravens 3 times. The last 3 weeks, I thought they would beat the Saints. They did not. I thought they would go to Carolina and win. They did not. I thought finally they're coming home to play Pittsburgh. They're going to get a win. Did not happen at all. The Ravens, they're just Joe Flacco. They're just on a nosedive. And frankly, remember the owner said he'd fire John Harbaugh. I think that's going to happen now for sure. I think John Harbaugh is going to get fired. And yeah, absolutely, they're pretenders. And Flacco is who he is. He's up and down. He doesn't have that ability to kind of turn it on. He doesn't have that ability to turn it on. Josh, we haven't talked Kansas City. We're talking a lot about the Saints-Rams. I thought that Saints-Rams game was absolutely fantastic. Joe Buck is being a complete P word, W word. I hate the people out there. I'm not going to say hate, that's a strong word, but the people that are getting mad at the Joe Horn touchdown celebration, like that shit was some of the funniest shit that I've seen in a long time. Like Michael Thomas going underneath the goal line, getting the cell phone out, getting the flip phone out, like all the prep that goes into that. Like I'm a totally a proponent of touchdown celebrations. And the game was perfect because you had both teams. You saw some good defensive players. And Michael Thomas, I'm glad that this dude gets shine. And to see Drew Brees in the dome, and Jared Goff made some throws as well. I'll tell you that one. I'll tell you that. Yep, T.O. did similar antics as well, catfish. But yeah. Oh my God, the Joe Horn was incredible, Ben. But the way that game went, from the Rams being down 35-17, they could have threw in the towel, they didn't. Cooper Kupp was out there playing football, he was balling. It was freaking incredible. And that game was really an up and down show. Kamara, as we talked about, when he got the football in his hands on that first touchdown, he walked into the end zone like it was like he was walking to the grocery store. Like that's how much urgency he had. Like that second touchdown, the way that he strode into the end zone, it was almost like he wasn't even trying. And he just blew by that defender. When you get the ball in his hands, he's a flash. And then the fact that, he hurdled that dude, Kamara is an absolute freak of nature. He is such a beast. And seeing the Saints in that dome, the defensive line of the Saints is good against the run. I still have concerns about their secondary with Eli Apple and stuff. I don't know if the Saints can run the table, but to tell you the truth, I was really impressed by the Rams. Their ability to come back in the game. Jared Goff was able to hit Cook, and Jared Goff looked really, really good. Jared Goff looked really, really good. Yeah, I mean, Jalen Hurd was supposed to be that guy. Now he's a tight end at Baylor. Dude, Ben, if that's the Super Bowl, we are in for a light show. That would be an amazing Super Bowl. Drew Brees going for his second championship. And if he ever wins his second championship, it'll put him, up there with legendary status. If he even gets the 3 championships, you could start to make an argument that he's better than that Peyton Manning. John, I'm asking this in all sincerity. Did the Patriots win tonight? They probably did. Because I think even Drew Brees right now is making an argument that he could be better than Aaron Rodgers. Um, I know you love Peyton, but if Drew Brees gets 3 championships, I mean, come on, if he's 3-0 in Super Bowls, what was Peyton? He was 2-2 in Super Bowls, Peyton Manning, I believe. Yes. Actually, Peyton was I want to say Peyton Manning in championships was 2-1 because he lost that one to Drew Brees. So that would even be a better argument for Drew Brees. Oh, okay, a 14-point win for the Patriots. That game didn't excite me because I don't like seeing the Patriots football games. I just don't. Jabari, in all honesty, hell no. Not at all with Jimmy Garoppolo and Mullins, bro. Not at all. Here we go. Jets people. Here we go. Jets people. Basically, the New York Jets today, for you guys, what was that other Super Bowl he was in then? Vol Roadshow. I mean, he lost to Seattle. Oh yeah, Good point. Lost to Seattle. Lost to the Saints. Great questions. I think Sam Darnold is not going to be very good in the NFL. I'm putting it out there. I'm the one guy that's saying it. I never was a fan of Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold is exactly like Markelle Fultz. That's what I think. Markelle Fultz, everybody thought that Markelle Fultz was exactly a great, great player, unbustable. Everybody was saying Markelle Fultz was going to be incredible. The fact is about Sam Darnold, he has weak arm strength. He can't throw deep balls. He has such happy feet in the pocket. He doesn't see underneath defenders. He's sped up. He's very shifty and quirky in the pocket. And wow, and there's a donation right there from Douglas. I appreciate you. But, the thing is about Sam Darnold is that this guy, he's not as strong as Josh Rosen. And in this league, you're going to have to make second-level throws. And the thing is about Todd Bowles is that it's time for Todd Bowles to go. I mean, the offensive structure around him is horrible. The fact is that I don't know if Darnold will be okay or not. I mean, I guess we'll have to see. Maybe he'll be like Jared Goff and can get in a good situation. But just from what I see on tape, when I look at this guy and compare him to other guys in the NFL, I just don't know if I see it with Sam Darnold. You know what I mean? Like, Sam Darnold, like, his leadership qualities are okay, but this guy, like, doesn't throw with much velocity. And Todd Bowles and Jeremy Bates, I mean, he's in a terrible situation. But will the Jets make the right hire for Sam Darnold? Will he start to thrive? I don't know if he can make better throws than Jared Goff. I don't know if he can hit deep balls. I'd say Mahomes would still do shit with this Jets offense because Mahomes would be able to hit the tight ends. He'd be able to hit Quincy Enunwa. Mahomes is able to get outside the pocket. Mahomes can change a game in an instant with the deep ball. So, like I look at Sam Darnold and I just don't see it that much with Darnold. I think he's awkward in the pocket. I don't think his arm strength is really that great. And I think that he makes a ton of mistakes. I think he's a turnover machine right now. So yeah, I mean, sure, my opinion on him could change next year. Right now, it's not looking too good for Sam, and we'll have to see. I guess it's 1 year, though. It's 1 year, and I guess we shouldn't jump to conclusions. Mahomes is unbelievable. Now for the Chiefs talk. No, Ryan. That point right there. If Sam Darnold can't throw 15 yards in the NFL, then that is exactly you know what problem that is. That is exactly the Jets' problem. If Sam Darnold can't throw 15 yards and Jeremy Bates is going out there and dumbing down the game plan because Sam can't hit 15-yard throws, then you have an issue at quarterback. Then that's a quarterback issue. Because if not, Jeremy Bates is going to get fired. And even anyway, the guy's going to get fired. Thank you guys for coming in so much. Yeah, Anthony, the thing about Mahomes is that he steps up into the pocket. The thing about Mahomes is that he steps up into the pocket and he could deliver balls, to any part of the field. He has Travis Kelce, and the thing about Mahomes is he can layer throws in such a special way. Like he can throw it up top to Travis Kelce. He can throw bullet passes, any type of velocity Mahomes will do. And then Mahomes is so smart. He's checking at the line of scrimmage. He knows exactly what coverage the Cleveland Browns today were going to throw at him. He throws excellent screen passes. He's a very likable kid, tremendous leader. He has it all, Mahomes. Mahomes is a god for football. He is just a flat-out beast. A beast, all right? So Mahomes is absolutely awesome. Deshaun Watson's a very good player as well. I got to give it up to Deshaun. I got to give it up to Cam Newton. These guys are all having big-time years, except the Texans were lucky to get out of Denver and get a win today. Another game that I was going to talk about. Yeah, Big Ben's having a good year. Drew Brees. The Washington Redskins. Let's talk about the damn Skins. The Skins today laid a damn egg against the against the Atlanta Falcons. They made the Atlanta running game look like freaking Walter Payton. They made Ito Smith look like Walter Payton back there in the backfield. I mean, that's vaunted Redskins defense. What I was going to say, that defense there, pretty crazy. That Redskins defense not stepping up at all. The Falcons are coming on strong, huge win. The Redskins schedule so easy, but I think I really think the Eagles, they have a better quarterback in Carson Wentz, a better head coach in Doug Peterson. If they get Jernigan's and Fletcher Cox back, they're going to win the division. Other storylines today in the NFL. So the Rams-Saints game was a great game. I told you that Carolina was coming on strong. I think I'm going to be wrong on that. I said a couple weeks ago that the Bucs would beat the Panthers. I wasn't right. The Bucs are kind of a train wreck too. You don't know about the Tampa Bay Bucs. You don't know about their coaching situation, their defense. You don't know about their roster continuity. You don't know what you're getting from the Bucs. Even though the Bucs put up big points, they still are turning the ball over with Fitzpatrick. Their defense is still patchwork. They're actually a a lot closer than people think. They just have to get some members in the secondary, and if they draft a quarterback and hit on a quarterback, the Bucs can really be special because you have Levante David, you have guys like Quan Alexander, you have Vita Vea who really needs to hit. You have McCoy, Jason Pierre-Paul. All these guys are playing good football right now. You just need secondary members and a defensive coordinator to help iron this stuff out. O.J. Howard is really, really good. O.J. Howard's a beast. And then who else do you have? You have Mike Evans, Adam Humphries. So it was awesome. Oh, yeah, today, the Ravens, congrats to my friend Ventura. Congrats to my friend Ventura, and the Pittsburgh Steelers for sure. That was a big win over the Baltimore Ravens. But yeah, I'm not a believer in Alex Smith at all. Like if Alex Smith's going into a playoff game, I want to play Alex Smith. I do, because Alex Smith chokes in the playoffs. Alex Smith, he gets you to 11-5, but when it comes down to making big throws, he doesn't do it. He can't put a team on his back. He's a decent player, successful NFL career, nice guy, but he is, I'll tell you what. Appreciate that. Hey, thanks, Consumer Bots. I appreciate the ceiling comment. I appreciate it. I kind of just like sitting in this room and just shooting the shit with you guys. It's a lot of fun after a long freaking Sunday. It gives me some good exertion, but it's also just fun coming on here because you guys are just freaking beasts. So Consumer Bots is awesome. Just a lot of shit to talk about, though. So we were talking about Alex Smith. In Kansas City, he had opportunities to win. He had opportunities to win games. He had opportunities to win a lot of games, and he just didn't get it done. He's not a deep ball thrower. He's checked down Charlie, and I saw that Jet Central was at the game. I saw that Central was at the game today. Now we got a question. Should the Giants take Drew Lock? Like Drew Lock, you know what Drew Lock is like? Drew Lock is like that girl that, you go out with a couple of times, you do some stuff with her, but then you're like, I don't really get along with this girl. This girl's really annoying. Like, why am I still going out with her? Because Drew Lock, he always just keeps he always just keeps sucking you back in. Bell is not worth $17 million. And the thing about Alex Smith is like Smith's a decent guy, but he went 0 for 11 against the Giants in the 2011 NFC Championship game. So that's the reason I love Mahomes, is because he adds a different dimension. He can throw from anywhere, and his talent was utilized by Andy Reid. A lot of times with these quarterbacks, like when we're talking about Darnold, when we're talking about these other guys, if Sam Darnold was in an offensive system, like say he was in Indianapolis with Frank Reich, he might be having a lot more success right now if he was in Indianapolis with weapons and with people. But the fact that you have Todd Bowles, who doesn't care at all about the offensive side of the football, the fact that you have Jeremy Bates, it's ridiculous. Ryan, you know what's interesting? You know what is interesting, Ryan, is that Drew Lock is similar to Josh Allen. I completely understand that. I think that they're both going to be roller coaster rides. I think Drew Lock, you're going to have the highest of highs and you're going to have some lows. I don't think it's going to be as seamless as Patrick Mahomes because Drew Lock does not have good pocket awareness. Josh Allen. Yeah, we both love Josh Allen, Doug, and I'm scared for his career. Not only is Buffalo a tough place, but even Josh's delivery is not as slightly compact as Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock is better than Josh Allen as well. I think Allen is in trouble. I don't think he sees the field that well. I don't think I don't think he throws people open. Drew Lock at least anticipates. Drew Lock has special types of layered throws. Josh Allen, does not anticipate with his throws that well, and he does not see the pocket that well. Drew Lock has a higher upside. They're both going to get labeled in kind of the same mold, but Drew Lock's going to be a first-round quarterback. And the thing is, if he's groomed correctly, if he has a pretty good coach in place, he can have a decent NFL career. I think Lock's going to be fun. He's going to be like a Jay Cutler. He's going to have some awesome games, and he's going to have some shitty games. Daniel Jones, if he comes out, would really compete with Drew Lock because he might be a safer pick. John Harbaugh is not on the hot seat now. Let's do rapid fire, guys. Let's freaking go. Yeah, I was lukewarm on Josh Allen, but every time you went to the combine and saw Josh Allen, or any time you went out to Mobile, like I went to the Senior Bowl last year to watch Josh Allen throw, and you do fall in love with a guy like that, because it's hard to resist all that talent. And I think the media just slams Josh Allen kind of for no reason. So I'm kind of pulled for Josh Allen. I thought Mahomes when he first got drafted, great question, Josh. When he first got drafted out of Texas Tech, I thought it was a reach. I was like, this guy just plays in a crazy offense. All he has is arm strength. He's not going to pick up NFL philosophies. He's not going to do well in a pro-style Andy Reid offense. And the thing is, and I'm getting some really good comments here as they're flying in. It's feast or famine on these live streams, and this is freaking awesome that you guys are popping in tonight. The thing that I was gonna say about, I freaking talking about Josh Allen. I just completely lost my train of thought. Rise up, Atlanta Falcons. No, I'm not trading. I mean, I would love to get rid of Odell Beckham, but I don't think Lamar Jackson's the guy. I'd rather have Teddy Bridgewater. I'd rather have touchdown Teddy. But yeah, the Bills and Josh Allen, I think it's going to be rough. Somebody said Josh is going to be the best player from this class. No, it's Josh Rosen, and Baker Mayfield. Rosen is really impressive, has great arm talent, everything you'd want from a quarterback standpoint, minus the leadership. Baker Mayfield is functioning. He's learning how to play the game. These guys are going to leap. Nick Bosa, I would rather are we a 3-4 now? I believe we are a 3-4. So that means that we could possibly get, I'd like to get Ed Oliver, to be honest, out of Houston. I'm a big Ed Oliver fan because, Ed Oliver can be like our Daron Payne. Ed Oliver can be like B.J. Hill. We can stuff the run. If we have B.J. Hill and Ed Oliver together, that's going to be absolutely fantastic. The Raiders should draft a quarterback. I don't know if it's this year or next year, but Derek Carr doesn't get it done. He doesn't throw very far. He has small hands. He throws terrible in the cold weather. I am not a Derek Carr fan. He was very good a couple of years ago. He is to the point of no return. So absolutely, 1,000%. I completely understand, Rye, where you're coming from. Completely understand. I'm not the highest on Winston, just because I think he makes a lot of turnovers. I'd like to go maybe Teddy. But if you could get Winston cheap, you get Winston and Teddy, that would be fine. I mean, these are just stopgap guys. Winston, it's not a bad thing for the Giants to lose next year, because then Tua, Justin Herbert, some really big-time quarterback prospects are coming out. Really, Tua is the prized possession, but Herbert isn't bad either. But you talked about Jameis and all those other guys. But today I fought Baker Mayfield. Actually played well today. He was more decisive. He was finding his checkdowns. It's tough when you're freaking going up against Mahomes and Sammy Watkins, where every possession's a damn touchdown. Every play is so calculated in that Andy Reid offense that Mahomes knows exactly what he's doing. And Mahomes is so smart. Like at Texas Tech, you could never see his football IQ because it would be like a numbers game. He would be in that fast up-tempo offense where he'd be throwing these flare screens. You could never see him dissecting coverages. But Andy Reid, in the draft interview process, he found out that Mahomes was able to go ahead and dissect reads. He was able to go ahead and dissect. And that's the thing that makes Mahomes so special is his mind works so quickly. Baker Mayfield today had a good day. He was getting the ball out of his hands quickly, showing really good velocity, taking care of the ball, learning how to play in the NFL, and he's only going to get better as I believe John Dorsey's going to get him a really good coach that's going to help Baker progress. I think Freddie Kitchens is a decent guy, and today was a tough matchup, but it's going to be fun. I hope the Brownies get a winnable game coming up. I mean, maybe you guys will. Maybe you guys can tell me who the Brownies are getting next. Who the Browns have next on the schedule. There is no quarterback controversy between Nick Mullins and Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo, I still believe, can be a top 3 quarterback in the NFL, a Super Bowl champion. Nick Mullins is a complete backup. Nick Mullins, I don't know if I'd want to do trade value because you don't know how good. You don't know how healthy Jimmy's going to be coming back from this injury. But there's no quarterback controversy. And get out of here with the freaking C.J. Beathard. We're on Team Mullins now, and that Monday night's going to be so much fun. I think the Browns are very close to being solid as well. That they got a lot of you know who the Browns got? They got Myles Garrett. They got guys like in the middle like Schobert, Jabril Peppers. They have a lot of names, and Njoku, a lot of household names, Nick Chubb. But we'll see if they can put it together. You know, Denzel Ward. Greg Williams' systems is almost too aggressive for my liking. They gave up today like a 3rd and 22 that I was watching where it was pitiful. So, you know, the Cleveland Browns, yeah, I think that Greg Williams is overrated thus far. Everybody seems to just love him. Kyle Shanahan being a genius, yes, I trust in Kyle. The problem is the Rams are really good now. I mean, let's talk about the Rams. Dante Fowler had a big-time play today in the game. Jared Goff is doing well. He's able to stretch the field. And, you know, for the 49ers to win, I think the Niners are close to still being a playoff team, though. This defense is humming. You know, you add a pass rusher, this defense will become then really elite. If Witherspoon can continue to improve, you know, you have Richard Sherman. You obviously need safety help, so try to get a safety in maybe the second round that's a baller. Could get Greedy Williams. But the fact is that, you know, if Nick Bosa's there, you take him. You probably take Greedy Williams because then you have Greedy and Richard Sherman. That's probably where I'm looking if I'm the Niners. And then this is a deep wide receiver class. This is actually a good wide receiver class. A lot of wide receivers are going to be coming out this year. So the Niners are going to be able to get a weapon for Jimmy in about the second round. Yeah, I think the Niners are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And, you know, the fact is you got to keep Nick Mullins around just for that insurance policy. I think it's really sad, too, guys. You know what's sad? It's sad that Davis Webb can't start in Buffalo because the Buffalo Bills suck so bad. And I wanted you know what I really wanted? I really wanted I wanted Davis Webb to latch on somewhere, guys, and it's kind of sad. Like when Darnold threw those 4 picks, it was exciting because you're thinking maybe Davis Webb will get a chance. Maybe Davis Webb will have a chance. Oh my gosh, you have Tua. Tua is the one guy that can control Odell Beckham because Tua has those classic modest Samoan roots, and that's really what is going to help out the Giants' culture if you get Tua. That's why Big Blue for life. We should trade back our pick to acquire picks for the 2020 draft. The New York Giants should acquire picks in 2020 because that is the money draft. Not this year's draft, but next year's draft is when all the quarterbacks are coming out, and you might want to play the long game. I wonder, guys, when is Todd Bowles going to get fired? When is Todd Bowles going to get fired? That is the question for everybody in the chat, is when do you think it's going to happen? I think it's possible. I actually do think it's possible. They're playing so well right now. So well right now. Yeah, I would like to trade back. I mean, who knows who the Giants are? We'll probably take an offensive lineman, Jonah Williams. Yeah, Landon, I think Landon a little bit, as much as I love Landon Collins, because I do like his leadership. He's from Bama, he's tough. He is a little bit overrated and inconsistent. He's not good at covering anymore. He's not making that much of a difference. So if Jets lose to Bill, oh, that sucks that they play the Bills. Sucks. The worst nightmares for the Jets to win out and keep Todd Bowles. I think the most dangerous team in the NFC. So you have the Carolina Panthers. I think the Rams. I think the Eagles are still going to get dangerous, but I'm taking right now how the Panthers are rolling. I agree with you. I think that the Panthers are now really, really legit. It's possible that the Raiders are doing that, and that would be extremely bright. And I'm rooting for John Gruden to. I'm rooting for John Gruden I'm rooting for John to make the right decision. I really am rooting for Gruden to do well. I think that the Saints. I think Carolina might have a better defense actually than the Saints. Better pass rushers, better inside guys. I think that Kawan Short is really good. I think that that front seven of the Carolina Panthers is actually great, and Cam Newton's playing at a really high level. That playoff game last year, the Carolina Panthers were right there with the Saints last year. So, I think the Panthers are so dangerous. But it's going to be the Rams. It's going to be the Saints. I still think the Rams are probably the best team because the Rams defense in the playoffs, when it gets ratcheted up, they're going to be able to get pressure. It might be Rams and Panthers, actually. Yeah, I don't know if Fromm is going to be coming out, and that would be a bad pick of Jake Fromm. He's too inconsistent, really, to be an NFL quarterback. He can't throw the ball that far. Big win for Georgia, though. Yeah, it'll be a fun wild card for them. I mean, that division, they could be an 11-5 wild card with Cam Newton. But that team is just such a fun team to watch with Debo's with Curtis Samuel, McCaffrey. They just toyed with the Bucks all day long. Toyed with the Bucks. So it was a really fun, and then again, the Detroit Lions are an absolute train wreck. Detroit's an absolute train wreck with Matt Patricia right now. They're giving up on their season, and it's fine. Detroit has Kerryon Johnson. They have pieces to build around. They got Snacks Harrison. They got a third-round pick. The Detroit Pistons are going to be okay. I think that the Bucks will draft a quarterback this year. I think Drew Lock would actually fit perfectly in that aerial raid system. I think that the Bucks should probably draft a quarterback, and then Fitzpatrick's the perfect guy that can groom him for the next couple of years. I think Jameis is gone. I think Jameis Winston's going to be going elsewhere. If Jameis went to the Giants, I wouldn't hate it. I don't want Sam Bradford going to. I don't want Sam Bradford going to the New York Giants. Okay, I've seen Sam Bradford enough. I know that Pat Shurmur likes Sam Bradford. I've had enough of Sam Bradford. Okay, and I know that Pat Shurmur and Sam got along really well in Minnesota. I do not want the Giants. Do not want the Giants to get Sam Bradford. No, 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 no. I'm interested to see, guys. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see how the Redskins are going to battle through this season. Yeah, they did take an L to the Chargers. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive victory. I think the Giants are interested in Justin Herbert. Who's NFL Journey? Who is that? Is that a show? Is that a reality show? Man, oh man, Sam Bradford. No one's made more money off of being as mediocre as a profession as possible than Sam Bradford. So yeah, I mean, I kind of like, you know what I kind of like? I kind of like Jonah Williams, like you said, Greg Little, a bookend tackle. I kind of like a bookend tackle. Yes, Anthony, you're right. Just roll Kyle for the next couple of years and then Tua because yes, you need to if you draft the quarterback just like Peyton Manning went to Andrew Luck, then the transition is seamless. But I'm curious to see what you guys think. Do you guys think Eli will start next game? I think Eli will start. I don't think he should start at all. I've seen enough of Eli. Eli Manning is done. And the fact that the fans want to point it out that last year we bullied the Giants to not bench Eli. First of all, Eli had a terrible coach last year. Now Eli has a running back. He has linemen that were paid for. Yeah, I think it was such a bullshit narrative. The Giants just wanted to see, Davis Webb get a chance, and we all hated Ben McAdoo. So when Ben did that to Eli Manning, it was totally disrespectful. But now this year we can all see it clear as day that Eli Manning's not winning football games, 1-7. So Anthony, I'm the same way. I'm a big Eli guy, and then once Lauletta is starting, all the emotion, all of that will be taken away too, because it's painful to realize the nostalgia you had with Eli Manning, you know. And we have Sam Beal though, so for the cornerback slot. But with Eli Manning, the nostalgia of Eli, that is something that is going to be hard to get past because we grew up watching Eli Manning for years. But the sooner that they start Lauletta, it's like taking a flu shot. It's going to be painful for a little bit, not seeing Eli back there. It's going to pull on our heartstrings, but then we're going to get over it. When Kyle throws 3 picks, I mean, I wish we would have signed Webb off the practice squad so we can just get more depth. Dalton Reisner, where's Dalton Reisner go to school? Do you think, I believe, and you probably stick with Lauletta. I believe the Atlanta Falcons have a chance now. Atlanta has a chance to, really make a little bit of a run here. They're starting to run the football. They're starting to play with good defense. That whole NFC South looking good. And then the freaking Dalton is a Kansas Jayhawk, so he must have some kind of good attitude then if he's going to deal with that adversity, in Lawrence, because Kansas can't really play football at all. But yeah, guys, I mean, the Atlanta Falcons today were a stunner, how they killed the Redskins. I don't believe in the Skins, but the Skins have such an easy record coming up. The Dolphins are somehow 5-4. The New York Jets, predictable bullshit with the New York Jets, and Sam Darnold throwing 4 interceptions, completely embarrassing. And it's the Jets are just a joke. And I told you guys that they would suck this year, and I was absolutely, completely correct. I was completely right about the Jets. I was right about the Jaguars. I was right about all these things. The Atlanta defensive injuries, yes, they're a concern. But if the offense is going to be playing this well, you got to give Sark credit. Everyone shits on Steve Sarkisian. You got to give Sarky credit, man. He's balling right now. Sark is doing a really, really good job with this team. Great question. Great question. Yeah, I would probably draft a center 4th, 5th round. We need depth at the position anyway, Alepio was a decent player, but that's a good question there. But just going around the league, man, like today, the Ravens are probably going to end up being the Ravens are going to end up I don't know, man. I mean, they might even draft another quarterback. I mean, maybe so, man. Maybe so with Sark. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Even that Saints game today, there wasn't a lot of defense. I got to give Josh, I got to give credit to the Chargers on a win today. I mean, going up to Seattle, getting that W. The Bears, somehow, keeping pace. The Bears, we're not sure how good Chicago is really yet. Lamar Jackson, he just needs to know how to be a pocket passer. I'm just not the biggest Lamar Jackson guy. Maybe he'll be successful. But he's a very, very big unknown. And then and then he's a young kid as well. If you get a Bridgewater, Bridgewater is a stopgap because with Bridgewater, you're going to then have Bridgewater the groom in the next quarterback. Yeah, I mean, Chicago, the defense is really playing well. I love the coaching staff. I think Drew Lock to the Jags would be a good fit. Will Greer, yeah, I can also see Will Greer. You know why? Because I think he went to Florida too, and I think Jacksonville is near the University of Florida. Yeah, I mean, dude, Matt Nagy, I mean, he's just such a cool coach. I'd love to play for a coach like Matt Nagy. He has everything under control out there. He's getting the most out of Mitchell Trubisky. This whole team right now is rallying, playing hard football. It was great to see the Bears go out today in a game where they're supposed to win, and they just absolutely hammer a team. Now, I know it was the Buffalo Bills, but we wanted to see that from the Bears when they played the Dolphins. So, and now it's looking like Detroit is packing it in, and I think we get 2 Detroit games for the Bears, and you'll see if you can sweep with those guys. Yeah, every year we pencil in a quarterback to the Chargers, it never happens. The Chargers are sneaky too. There's teams that are sneaky this year. At the top of the list, you have your Kansas City. You really have the Patriots, the Chiefs, and the Steelers at the top of the AFC. But then you have the Chargers that are sneaky. Then, the NFC is pretty wild because then you have the Saints and Rams I put up here, in the rankings. Then a notch below in terms of teams that are dangerous, we'll go Panthers, we'll go Eagles, and then it's maybe, I know I'm missing some people. It might be Chicago and Atlanta. Those might be the teams then. I know that I'm probably missing some teams. The Vikings I haven't hit on. The Vikings had a good win, so I put them in the category 2 as well. But category of the top right now is the Saints. It's looking like the Saints and the Rams. And then the Panthers would probably be my third team, followed by the Eagles maybe. Yeah. New England. Where would I put the New England Patriots? I think the Patriots are going to be right there with the Chiefs. I think that they have a good chance of actually beating the Chiefs. However, if the game's in Arrowhead, it is going to be a fun experience. Oh, AFC tiers. Well, the Chiefs. I really think at Arrowhead Stadium. I think their defense is playing a lot better than people want to give them credit for. Like everybody talked about the personnel of Derek Johnson and all these guys leaving, like Marcus Peters and stuff. But um, the fact is the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead. I believe that they're going to be a really tough out in the playoffs at Arrowhead. And Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Kareem Hunt, this offense. And for the Patriots, it's going to be tough. You just got to get pressure on Tom Brady. If the game's in Foxborough, it'll be tough. But the Chiefs in the playoffs always seem to choke. I thought the Ravens could have been that team. Um, The 12th man, dude, yeah, the 12th man could get really obnoxious, especially when it was the Legion of Boom days where they were just freaking everywhere. Oh my God, those Seahawk fans were everywhere, and they were pretty damn annoying because they are the loudest people. Those 12th men Seattle Seahawk fans, that was brutal when they was in their heyday. They were fan base. They loved to get under your skin by posting about the 12th man and the 12th flag and everything. You're right. Andy Reid in the playoffs, though. That's why Andy Reid versus Belichick will be tough. And if you have a team that has good defense, so the Steelers, I don't think the Steelers really do have good defense, though. Bengals don't have a quarterback. The AFC is pretty weak in general now that you really think about the AFC. The Chargers, I don't know if I see Rivers going there and winning it. I think the teams that could beat Kansas City, I think it's the Patriots. I think it's the Patriots, and then I think the Steelers Chiefs would also be a great football game. Great football game. Oh, bandwagon Rams fans? I don't know about Nicky Mullins going up to Seattle, man. That would be absolutely insane. Um, oh my God, I forgot all about the Houston Texans. Wow, thanks for reminding me that whole AFC South I just blocked out of memory. But yeah, a lot of those teams were off. Yeah, hey 20 Savage, what up, man? What's good? Yeah, Houston is so underrated. They're finding ways to win. But I don't think that they're going to be the team at the end. I was right about Patrick Mahomes. Like the whole time, ever since the Denver game last year, I said this would be the greatest offense in the history of football, the greatest show on turf, and it pretty much is. Watkins, Conley, Kareem Hunt. And Mahomes is having an MVP type season. And I told you guys that Mahomes would be the MVP. I've been saying it since July. I was the first one aboard the bandwagon. Everybody, if you remember in August, everybody was talking about how Mahomes was throwing all these interceptions, right? Everybody says he's just throwing pick after interception. Okay? And I was the one guy who told you not to worry because Patrick Mahomes had Andy Reid, and this is Andy Reid's best coaching job to date. He's taken things from Texas Tech, he's implemented it into his offense. You have a great coach, you have a great quarterback. I would love nothing more than to see the Chiefs win the championship this year. I think it's Kansas City's year. On top of the power rankings, I'm going to go Kansas City number one. We'll go Saints and Rams. I'm actually going to take the Rams above the Saints, even though the Saints won today. I don't think the Saints are going to win out. And the way the Rams came back when they were down 35-17, when the Rams were down 35-17, and they came back to tie the game at 35 after Cooper Kupp, that was freaking awesome. What a comeback by the Rams. The Rams, Marcus Peters absolutely getting burned by Michael Thomas. And yeah, Michael Thomas, we were talking about Michael Thomas. And, if the Panthers won, that would be really cool with Cam Newton. It's just so competitive this year. The Panthers are going to have a chance late in the game, though. What I was going to say is that Michael Thomas was torching Talib. And the reason why Michael Thomas doesn't have why he doesn't have as much of a following, I think, first off, he's a little bit more quiet, but also the name Michael Thomas. If you have a name like DeAndre Hopkins, Odell Beckham, the name Michael Thomas, that's why people don't talk about him. It's just, it's just Michael Thomas, second round pick. And then you look at the Saints, you're thinking Drew Brees, Kamara, you're not thinking about the wide receivers, So that's a great question. That could be a preview of the Super Bowl. I am going to, great question. Chiefs or Rams at the Super Bowl? He was torching Marcus Peters. That's a tough one. I think I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs in that game. Yes, unless LA's defense comes to play. I think it'll be lower scoring than a lot of people are going to expect. You know what? Actually, I'll go with the Rams because when you think about that matchup, the Chiefs are not good at stopping the run. The Chiefs are not good at stopping the run, and Todd Gurley will absolutely destroy the Rams. Or the Chiefs. So I think that game could go either way. I might pick the Rams. And then I really want to see Andy Reid win a championship this year because for Andy Reid, he's put himself in this position so many times of getting these home playoff games. He's got to cash it in and win a championship this year. It's his time. He's been too good of a coach for too long. I'm rooting for Andy Reid to get this thing done. Overall, in the chat, we were talking a little bit about the LA teams, and I think that the Chargers, I was talking about this with my dad. It'd be cool if the Chargers moved back to, it would be cool if the Chargers moved back to, or moved to St. Louis, because I feel bad for St. Louis that they don't have football anymore. And the people in LA, they just don't give a shit about football. It's Lakers basketball, it's Dodgers baseball, it's USC Trojans. Yeah, you have the Cardinals in St. Louis, Busch Stadium and everything. But it'd be fun to have St. Louis, another Midwestern team, which would be pretty cool. I guess yeah. Then you have the L.A. Chargers. Then you'd have St. Louis Chargers versus the Chiefs. That would be sick. Chubb is good. I'm not going to say that he's another Fournette. I mean, he showed good patience today out of the backfield, but Fournette's a freaking beast. Fournette is a tank. Leonard Fournette is a difference maker in this league. Yeah, a little bit. But who knows though if Sean McVay would have went out to St. Louis. Um, you know what I mean? Because L.A. is more attractive for players and free agents. So he doesn't get enough credit, but he's understated. I think he gets good credit. Yeah, there are more Cowboys fans you said there are more Cowboys fans in Charger land, which is interesting to hear about. Um, yes, yes, get ready for Tua. Yes, college football playoff should be fun, man. Should be fun. Yeah, they were right there. They came back in that game. I think the Rams can still do it. I think the Rams can still beat the Saints, but it's a toss-up. The Saints are right back. The Vikings, everybody in the NFC is hovering. There's still some dangerous, dangerous teams. This race is good. These playoff games are just going to be remarkable. I can't wait to stream them. I might be streaming some of these playoff games. I hope you guys will come around. Oh, if they had Mahomes, Ben McAdoo might have stayed. That's how insanely good Pat Mahomes is. But in fact, you know what? Mahomes, this is my prediction. If Mahomes was with Pat Shermer, he would be nowhere near the type of quarterback he is with Andy Reid. He would have nowhere near because the thing is, Mahomes is a tremendous talent, but if he was coached the wrong way, like say you put Mahomes in Jacksonville with guys like Nathaniel Hackett, Mahomes would not have developed in the same way. Say you put Mahomes in an offense where Mahomes is just a play action passer like a Joe Flacco, then he would not be having this success at all if he was in the Jacksonville offensive scheme. If you put him in the Jet scheme, Mahomes would not be throwing 28 touchdown passes. He'd probably have 10 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. He wouldn't be that guy. So look at Cam Newton when he got North Turner. You need coordinators to be successful and you need to be drafted to the right place. And the thing is about Drew Lock when he gets drafted, Drew Lock is like Mahomes. He has a lot of ability, but if he gets selected for like the Cowboys or if he gets selected for a crappy offensive coordinator, then his results are going to suffer. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl either way. I think that the most appealing Super Bowl is Saints and Chiefs because those are two teams I like. It's Drew Brees, it's Sean Payton. It's a very entertaining storyline, and then it is the Kansas City Chiefs with Andy Reid playing in the Super Bowl. I think that would be a fun one. I also think Vikings Chiefs would maybe be fun, and yeah, I don't know. I don't. Mahomes is better than Drew Lock. I'll tell you that though right now. Trent Brown. Is that really serious? Where like the 49ers, Trent Brown? I mean, I've heard of that name before. Heard that name before. Things are a little bit blurry on the feed. Let me see where my camera angle is. Here's my camera right here. Get it less blurry for you guys. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging. I had a great time chilling tonight, talking some football recap and everything. Go ahead and hey, you guys want to hit me with a super chat with 2 minutes to go? Hit me up with a super chat. Give me $1. Oh man, you guys see Jet Central sit out there in the Miami Heat today, just watching his team get obliterated by Brock Osweiler. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Coonley. I've been telling you, man, Todd Bowles ain't gonna make it out alive. Oh, G-Man 409. How you doing, buddy? I did. Will Greer is a beast, and Tom Herman like being a little bitch about it, crying. That shit is hilarious. Shit is fucking hilarious. Tom Herman. Freaking hilarious. Yeah, Darnold deserves better. He also needs to step up, sack up, and start playing good football too. I'm worried about Darnold. I'm worried about his arm strength. I'm worried about how he, is jittery in the pocket. He doesn't have that elite level arm strength I look like. And yeah, G-Man, I'm the same way. I'm not a Darnold guy. I've never been a Darnold guy. Okay, I'll be wrong on guys like Jared Goff. The thing is about Darnold is he might be good though in 2 years though. John, thanks so much, man. Um, yeah, bring those signs to the stadium. But the fact is about Sam Darnold. The fact is about Sam Darnold is he needs the right coaching staff next year. And if they hire an offensive coordinator, that's pretty good. Then Sam Darnold, then this thing could get exciting. Did you guys see Jamal Adams talking tons of shit today about the New York Jets? That was very interesting to see. I mean, I'm hoping Davis Webb gets a shot eventually because Jamal Adams and Webb are tight. But Jamal Adams slamming the coaching staff or slamming the offensive staff, it's pretty funny, man. I mean, he's up to it with this New York Jets team. I got a question from RK. Can you refire that in, RK? I wanted to read that. Yeah. Exactly. The Giants would have had Wayne Gallman. So everybody's going to keep talking about it. And any way you slice it, I'm not going to budge at all on it, on anything that you guys are talking about that draft process like. Today was a fun day of football, though, I'll tell you. Oh, what RK said was about Marcus Mariota. He is not going he's not going to do that. Whoa, that's so cool, man. Coonley, that's amazing. I wish you'd come on our show and we could chat it up with your godfather's the QB coach in Cincinnati. He's doing a great job with Andy this year. He's doing a tremendous job with Andy Dalton, and Bill Lazor is another guy that me and Jet Central and another we all like that. The Bengals coaching staff, and Marvin's getting it together a little bit. I know I've been kind of critical of Andy, but he's playing good football right now. So Coonley, that is absolutely spectacular. Marcus Mariota is not going to get benched. In fact, I think he's going to have a huge game tomorrow. Marcus Mariota, you can trust him on and off the field. Marcus Mariota is a guy that's a really good leader. He respects the locker room. And, the thing is, about Marcus Mariota is that him and Corey Davis are going to have big games tomorrow night. I really am confident because Corey Davis, Mariota, and Henry, they got a bye week to prepare. They're going into Dallas. It's going to be a slugfest. Both teams coming off of a bye. I think Marcus is going to have a big game on the national stage. The thing is, he does go through defenses quickly. He throws the ball accurately. Can he make next level deep ball throws? We'll have to see, but he has the touch. He was battling through a hand injury earlier. And the key now for Marcus and really for Matt LaFleur is, can these guys get on the same page going into Dallas? Because so far in the play calling, it hasn't been consistent at all. I choose to believe Marcus Mariota is still above average. I'm in the Mariota camp still. Still in the Mariota camp. Derrick Henry hasn't been good at all, Anthony. I drafted him in fantasy. I would know. It's been a little sad, but let's give it a couple more games, man, and see what'll happen with Derrick. I think Derrick's going to keep getting chances, and I'm not leaving Derrick Henry bandwagon either, man. You got to give him some more chances. This is the first year of a new system. And for Tennessee right now, you look at Houston. Houston got a big win on a missed field goal from the Denver Broncos. Fubzilla, like he got a big win over. Yeah, he has the heart of a champion, Marcus, and this year, like it's just been tough. And now with Houston getting that win over Denver on the missed field goal, though, it's going to be tough. I mean, in the AFC, though, if you get to 9 wins, there's a possibility that you can get a wild card in the AFC now, especially with the Bengals and Ravens kind of slipping up a little bit. I would like to see the Titans fight back, make it a respectable year, and they missed some chances earlier in the season. Anyway, guys, let's get up to an hour. Let's hit the freaking hour. Last hour. If you want to donate to the super chat, go and do that right now. Who wants to super chat it up? Go ahead and super chat it. The Texans might be a sleeper. I agree. Deshaun Watson's that good. Demaryius Thomas, Lamar Miller. Their defense merciless. J.J. Watt. Not Carl Joseph, but Joseph is good. Yeah, man, that's so awesome. You got to go to a Bengals game, bro. You really do. LSU had a whole DBU night last night that was absolutely fantastic. The pregame ceremonies at Death Valley were so much better than the actual football game. Thank you, Gmen409. Hit that like button. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys hanging in there. And, the fact is that Jamal Adams, I still think, is a big-time player. I think he's great against the run. I think he backs up his talking with his play. And 20 Savage, thanks so much, man. OU still sucks. Savage, you're the best, man. Of course, I can shout out Nick Gurse. Foobzilla has a friend named Nick Gurse. And Nick, have a great night, man. Thanks for tuning in to Rover. Thanks for tuning in to the chat. And listen, what I was going to say to 20 Savage is that your Texas Longhorns, man, still got a lot of season in front of you. You beat Texas Tech. You try to hang on. And hope that West Virginia slips up again. I'd love to see you guys get Oklahoma again. Will Grier kind of with the lucky touchdown run. It was a sad game for you guys yesterday. Kevin, looks like you're a Hawks guy. I like the logo. I think he's the MVP of the league too, bro. He's too damn good. I didn't like that Tom Herman was complaining about Will Grier doing the horns down thing yesterday. I thought that shit was hilarious. I love Dana Holgerson going for it. Texas right now, they still don't really have the talent that you'd really want. They're a good program, but they're nowhere close to being like incredibly elite. You're friends with Swag. Man, Coonley, hit me up on Coonley, dude. Hit me up on email, dude, for sure, because we would love to interview Swag. I mean, maybe me, you on this channel talking to Swag Kelly would be a freaking blast, man. It would be a blast. Even we can interview your godfather that's a quarterback coach in the NFL. That's so cool. Foobzilla, man, congratulations about yesterday. Roll Tide. You guys look like one of the best teams in college football history, man. It was insane yesterday, the Crimson Tide. Yeah, I got you. But, yeah, what I was going to say is the Crimson Tide played great yesterday. I was expecting more out of that LSU game, guys, and LSU's offense, Joe Burrow was just under duress all night long. And Quinnen Williams, Roquan Davis, I mean, those guys are absolute beasts. And, and Tua is just so special, so good. And I wanted that to be a fight. And if you told me before the game Alabama is going to give up, 29 points, or Alabama's only going to score 29, I would have thought LSU had a chance to win the ball game. But now Alabama's defense is clicking. Now it's lights out. But I'll tell you what, I agree with that. I agree totally that they beat the Raiders. I think Clemson is a very good football team. So I think Clemson's now the only team that could probably get at Alabama. I just think Oklahoma's defense is not good enough. I think that Kyler Murray would get pressured a lot. Oklahoma would be another intriguing matchup. I don't think that the Irish are going to be able to compete with Alabama really at all. And then Michigan. Michigan has a little bit of a chance, but Michigan won't be able to score. Shea Patterson will be getting sacked a lot. That'll just be like the Notre Dame game. So I don't see that really with Shea and with Alabama. Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna kick back, relax, and look at maybe some more film, and then head out to bed. So thank you guys for stopping by tonight, for chatting it up with me. You guys were awesome. Maybe we'll do a live stream tomorrow with the Titans. We'll have to see. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all giving me just a little boost as Monday awaits. Unfortunately, we'll see y'all. Thank